Since ages, the province of East Java has played its significant role in the history of Indonesia. Great and influential kingdoms, among them Singosari, Kediri, Daha and Blambangan, had at one time their seat here. Panataran Temple near Blitar has been witness of a powerful kingdom in this area and even in the whole archipelago, the kingdom of Majapahit, with its ruler King Hayam Wuruk and Prime Minister Gajah Mada. Nowadays too, East Java has again been part of the historic struggle towards independence. For instance, the Blitar rebellion against the Japanese by soldiers of PETA, or Defenders of the Fatherland, led by Supriyadi, the fierce fighting spirit of the people of East Java in the Battle of Surabaya, which was immortalized as Heroes' Day on the 10th of November, and many more heroic events. Here, in this historically rich part of the country, to be exact, in the little town of Blitar, on the 6th of June 1901, a son was born to the country who later became its leader and who guided Indonesia to independence. He was Bung Karno, who, together with Bung Hatta, on the 17th of August 1945, proclaimed the independence of the Indonesian people. The proclamation text read out by Bung Karno on that day is now kept in the Proclamation Hall of the National Monument in Jakarta.
Proklamasi kami, bangsa Indonesia, dengan ini menyatakan kemerdekaan Indonesia.
Proclamation. We, the Indonesian people, hereby proclaim the independence of Indonesia. All matters concerning the transfer of authority and so forth shall be arranged accurately and in the shortest possible time. Jakarta, the 17th of August 2605, on behalf of the Indonesian people, Soekarno Hatta. Now he is no more. On the 21st of June 1970, Bung Karno, the first president of the Republic of Indonesia, has returned to his creator, 20 days after his 69th birthday. Only memories are left now, and the heritage of his ideals, which he tried to put into realization for Indonesia's greatness and glory. The proverb says, "There is no ivory without a crack, and man too has his faults." Bung Karno, who dedicated so much to the nation's freedom, was no exception. In the realization of his ideals, his anxiousness to unite his nation, he admitted, often ignoring reality, as he himself told Miss Cindy Adams, an American writer of Bung Karno's biography, and we quote, "One of my mistakes was, in striving for the realization of my ideals, I often ignore reality," unquote. I, as the elder sister of Bung Karno, express my appreciation to the Indonesian government for the restoration of the grave of my younger brother. Nearing the conclusion of the restoration of Bung Karno's grave, the community in Blitar had its share in the atmosphere by selling Bung Karno's photos, T-shirts with his picture on them, and books he himself had written. Most of all, to the Indonesian people, Bung Karno will remain being a great figure. Practically his entire life was dedicated to the greatness of his nation. The history of his independence struggle has recorded the services rendered to it. Historic facts cannot be wiped out. The new order government under Presiden Suharto has no intention of erasing such historic facts. On the contrary, it is determined to convey its highest appreciation to Bung Karno and his merits. One of the realizations of such appreciation is the restoration of Bung Karno's grave into an impressive monument which will commemorate the dedication of Bung Karno eternally. The first stone for the restoration of the grave in the village of Serit in Blitar was laid on the 21st of June 1978, coinciding with the 8th anniversary of Bung Karno's death. Exactly 1 year later, on Thursday, the 21st of June 1979, the restoration work was concluded and the inauguration was conducted by Presiden Suharto. The presence of President and Madam Suharto and Vice President and Madam Adam Malik reflects the appreciation of the government of the services of the deceased. Flanked by the graves of his two parents, Bung Karno's last resting place lies in a compound covering 4,852 square meters. Minister, Secretary of State Sudarmono S.H., who was the chairman of the Restoration Committee, gave the following report. Ladies and gentlemen, the various construction works which are standing in the cemetery complex, which is a fusion of Javanese, Balinese and Islamic architecture, consist of three basic constructions, namely the grave house of Bung Karno, the supporting construction, and the complementary construction. In the main construction, Bung Karno lies in state in his original grave, flanked by his mother, Ayu Nyoman Rai, on the east side, and his father, Raden Sukemi Sosrodiharjo, on the west side. The crossbars of the grave house are made of steel and its canopy of copper plates from Bandung. The top of this construction is 17 meter high. The floor, dike and tombstone are made of marble which came from Basole and Pangur in this region of East Java. The teak wood originated from Bojonegoro and was carved in Surakarta, while the 2 centimeter thick steel plates still had to be imported. The area of the main construction, including its terrace, is 376 square meter. The main construction of Bung Karno's grave is named Astono Mulyo. The supporting construction comprises a mosque, hall, and an august triumphal arch. As a token of appreciation to immortalize the name of Bung Karno's father, a mosque which covers an area of 159 square meter has been given the name of Raden Sukemi Sosrodiharjo Mosque. The third supporting construction, as we have reported just now, is the August Triumphal Arch, which is 11 meters high, 9 meters long, and 7 meters wide. The construction consists of steel concrete covered with marble stones and carvings at certain parts. In the center are 2 doorposts made of cast-carved bronze, which is 2.5 meter wide and 5 meter high. This cemetery complex is surrounded by a fence which partly is decorated with Islamic motifs. From this cemetery arch in front of us, we will see that the whole cemetery has 3 terraces. The first terrace is the plaza, the second is the terrace which surrounds the cemetery, and the third is the terrace of the cemetery itself. The aforesaid third terrace symbolizes life, which is experienced by each human being.
Ialah sewaktu manusia masih dalam kandungan, kemudian memasuki alam madya, ialah tatkala manusia lahir dan hidup di dunia, dan akan berakhir pada alam fasana, ialah sewaktu manusia meninggalkan dunia yang fana ini.
After the report by Minister, Secretary of State Sudarmono S.A., President Suharto gave the following address.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Para hadirin yang saya hormati,
Ladies and gentlemen,
marilah kita memanjatkan puji syukur
let us praise and thank God
Tuhan Yang Maha Esa
for affording us the opportunity
hari ini
to gather here exactly on the 9th anniversary of the death of Bung Karno, proclaimer of Indonesia's independence, and the first President of the Republic of Indonesia, to witness the inauguration of his cemetery, which has been completely restored.
Di tempat peristirahatannya yang terakhir ini,
in his last resting place here is lying a great son of Indonesia. He is a great man because it's Bung Karno, together with Bung Hatta, who have taken a historical decision to proclaim the independence of Indonesia on the 17th August 1945.
Dengan proklamasi kemerdekaan 17 Agustus 1945.
With this independence proclamation, Indonesian nation has become a free nation, thus raising its prestige status. Without this independence proclamation,
kita mungkin tetap menjadi
we still may remain a humble and underdeveloped nation.
Dan justru dengan proklamasi kemerdekaan itu, kita sekarang
It is also due to this independence proclamation
secara terhormat dengan bangsa
that we can honorably stand erect and parallel with the other free nations and sovereignties in this world.
kemerdekaan nasional itulah
It has earned national independence too, and now as our countries develop step by step to cover these independent aspirations, that's to say a thriving, just and prosperous community based on Pancasila.
itu sudah sepantasnya lah kita memberikan
Therefore, it is appropriate
penghargaan yang setinggi-tingginya
that we render our highest
selamanya kepada
and eternal respect and appreciation
memberi penghargaan yang
to
setinggi-tingginya
our beloved independence proclaimer,
kemerdekaan Indonesia yang kita cintai. Tanda hormatan setinggi-tinggi itu,
as a token of our highest respect and deepest gratitude. I, on behalf of the government and the whole Asian people,
saat saya telah mengambil
have taken an initiative
untuk memugar makam
to restore Bung Karno's grave, which at present has been completed and which I shall inaugurate instantly.
pembangunan makam Bung Karno ini juga
The
merupakan
building of the cemetery will represent part of our nation building,
bagian
be
dari
more
pembangunan
explicit
jiwa dan
part of the
bangsa.
spirit and character building of our nation, not merely honor the merits and dedication of our predecessors and the founders of this republic,
Republik ini, tetapi
but also to continuously arouse an historical and fighting consciousness
kesadaran
and a sense of our great aspirations.
kita yang besar. Di samping itu, pemugaran makam Bung Karno dalam bentuknya yang
Besides,
mengesankan
we can use the relation of no cemetery with this impressive style as a facility for the individual care building of a nation which is based on the belief in the one Almighty God.
Ini jelas tidak dapat dipaskan dasa kita untuk melaksanakan sebaik-baiknya pedoman pengayatan dan pengamalan Pancasila, Eka Prasetya Pancagasa. Kebesaran Bung
The
Karno
greatness of Bung Karno has indeed made him the property of all the Indonesian people, serving family and all their properties. Let's pray together his deed and devotes may be executed by God Almighty.
Awalan ucapan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
I herewith inaugurate the statue of Bung
Makam Bung Karno,
proclaimer of the Republic of Indonesia.
Terima
Thank you.
kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The ceremony was continued with signing of inscription to mark the completion of the restoration, followed by the handing over of cemetery key to Madam Presiden Suharto. In this magnificent and beautiful cemetery, not far from his place of birth, now lies an Indonesian independent claimer who has sacrificed all his life for the prosperity and glory of the nation. Bung Karno is an example of a tough, brave and ever courageous fighter in struggle to achieve his aspiration. Imprisonment and exile by the Dutch colonial government were not able to break his fighting spirit. Ever onward, never retreat was a slogan he has never strayed from. Each individual who is true to himself will certainly acknowledge behind his comings, as stated by himself in his biography, are the merits contributed by Bung Karno to the Indonesian nation, which are very invaluable. He has rendered many services to the Indonesian people and nation, not only when he was still alive, but even after his death. He left to the Indonesian people and nation a legacy which will not become fame by the cracked heat, inheritance which shall be remembered and glorified by the nation. That legacy is the independence proclamation of the Indonesian people, the nation which has led the Indonesian people to the main entrance of freedom. Now the Indonesian people are striving to fill this freedom with implementation of development. A development which will improve the nation's intelligence and which provide physical prosperity and spiritual selection. Development which will achieve a just and prosperous community based on Pancasila and the 1945 Constitution.